Hi everyone, I am Eduardo Toledo, chairman of the conference, and this is the closing session of the first virtual joint conference ICCCBE plus CIBW 78 2020. To start the session, I'd like to have Sergio Shear, the conference co-chair, with me. Sergio.
Hello, thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for coming for this closing section. Uh, First of all, I would like to thank Alessandra Zong that helped us with the logo of the event. He was a student from our university, and 1 year ago or more, she made this some ideas, and we chose one of them and use. Thank you very much. And as one of the core organizers, I would like to thank all the participants to be with us in this virtual venue. We prepared, we built in this for these days. We would like to thank all of the scientific committee from both societies, both associations. Thank all the reviewers and thank the authors and the presenters. We had more than 100 presenters in these 3 days in 11 sessions without any further problem. Uh, we would like to make some special thanks for our three guests of honor, our three speakers, very nice presentations. And we would like to grateful thank to the directors and coordinators of ICCCBE and CIBW 78 to give us this chance to prepare this conference that unluckily was to be held in São Paulo City, and we have to run in a let's say virtual basis. Maybe better for this. It was held on the cloud, and we are all the sessions and lectures recorded and available through two channels in YouTube. Uh, Finally, hope to see you in the near future to a cup of coffee or share a time, uh, getting together and drinking a beer in some place, maybe in one of the two conferences that will be announced further. Thank you very much, and please stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergio. Um, let me talk a little bit about this conference. These were 3 very intense days for us. Probably very few people were participating in all the sessions, but we have been in all of them, mostly in the backstage, controlling the show. One part of it at 3 in the morning, the other half at midday. And I think this is probably the only part of an international online conference that we cannot properly solve, because it's impossible to have a suitable time for people watching uh, from Los Angeles to New Zealand and everywhere in between at the same time. So this 2 slots were our best solution for this. So far, we have about 358 registered attendees in our Moodle system, which I guess is more than most of the conferences in the series usually gets. The live feeds to YouTube usually have between 20 and 50 viewers. Much more than this for the keynote sessions. But no, the number of later views in the will be on the hundreds. Let me get you an update in the numbers. Let me see if I can have the numbers here. The views are Sergio, do we have them? It's not appearing here, but we have like almost 400 for some keynote speeches, and it's in the hundreds for all the sessions, and that will of course grow with time. Therefore, I think this is a legacy of this conference. Besides the two proceedings, talking about the proceedings, they were available online 2 weeks before the beginning of the conference. Both proceedings have DOI for all papers and a continuous page numbering. Both have an ICCCBE number. Both have the site S formatted for each paper. The Springer proceedings is indexed in Scopus and in the Compendex database. The CIB proceedings are open access and indexed in Iconda database. So I would say that we have done a very good job in this aspect, and I would love to have the same standards in the next conference. We can have the next chairs if needed. Besides that, we have agreements for upon additional review, so that the best conference papers and some other shortlisted papers to be also published in a special issue of Advances in Computational Design with Technopress, and in a special issue of the ASCE Journal of Computing Civil Engineering. Also on a special issue of the Journal of Information Technology in Construction, the ITCON, or even a special issue of the International Journal of Digital Innovation in the Built Environment. So 4 major journals for further publishing more detailed results of the research presented here. So don't miss this opportunity. A word about the student awards. We're gonna have both awards in this conference. The Chuck Eastman Top PhD Student Paper Award. This is only for PhD students. We have about 55 of them presenting here. And also we have the ICCCBE Best Student Paper Award, which goes through, besides the PhD students, also MSc students, master students. We have about 17 in the conference. Each prize will be $500. We will set up a judging committee just after the conference, selected the two winners, and announce them when we have reached a decision. The money will be deposited in the winner's bank account. All conference contents will be available online for later watching indefinitely. The only content that will be closed are the ICCB Springer proceedings, which will be available for sale at $390, but they will be still available free of charge until August 26th, so next week. So there's a few days left for you to download them for free, but you have to use the conference links on the conference website or in the conference Moodle system. And now some thanks. I'd like to have Sergio with me.
Yes. Some thanks to the guys that help us in the backstage all the time. Toledo and I was seconded by one person or two persons in the StreamYard backstage and helping with presentations and banners and comments and questions and so on. It's hard stuff, but I guess we performed well with this help. Thank you.
Let me say my thanks first and foremost to my friend for more than 30 years and co-chair, Professor Sergio Scheer.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
who have been working with me for almost 8 years to bring this conference to Brazil and now make it into a reality. Professor Shear took care of most of the reviewing process and then the publishing of the CIB proceedings. Thanks also to Professor Raymond Issa, the president of ICCCBE, and also to Walid Tizani, the past president,
Mhm.
for the trust and support. Thanks to Robert Amor and Jacob Bitz for agreeing in making this joint conference. Thanks to Pier Paolo Riva, the editor of the lecture notes in civil engineering series, and all the Springer Nature team for the flawless and timely job they did publishing our proceedings. Uh, Thanks also to Robert Klink from the ITC Digital Library. He put our CIB proceedings online in no time. It was great.
Yeah.
Thanks to my team here at the Department of Construction Engineering of Escola Politecnica of the University of São Paulo, especially Dr. Sérgio Leo Ferreira, Dr. Fabiano Correia, and Dr. Brenda Leite, and also Dr. Shengliang Yi. Also to my IT team, Patricia Freitas and Rogério Toledo, who helped with the Moodle system. Thanks also to CNPq, the National Council for Scientific and Technological Development, which is a Brazilian funding agency, although we didn't have to use their funds in this online format. Thanks also to ANTAC, the National Built Environment Association, that helped us with contractual issues, and Sergio Shear is the current president. Thanks to Visit São Paulo, which is the São Paulo Convention and Visitors Bureau, that helped us twice to apply for a hosting the ICCCBE in São Paulo. And finally, thanks to Getmundi, the company that processed all the international payments. So enough, it's never enough thanks, but anyway, I hope I didn't forget anyone. Now I'd like to call Jakob Bitz for his words.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Evening here in the Central European time, early in the morning in Brazil. Thank you so much for a really fantastic 3 days, which really went very flawless. I was just asking backstage how many hundred people, support people, Sergio and Eduardo had, and I said it was basically the two of them and a few backhanded people. It was incredibly flawless. As you might know, the hosting for CIBW78, which travels around the world, really is a long time process, and many people line up and many locations line up to be the host one day, and the whole community was looking forward to finally go to South America again and to finally go to Brazil, and everybody was, already hearing the ice rocks in the caipirinhas clicking, and well, then it overcame us under these very unfortunate circumstances. You did a fantastic job in really making this work, setting this up in light speed, handling all the insecurities that came also from a financial point of view, organizing such a conference. Many of us know, or some of us know, what it means to actually set this all up, and then it's unimaginable to us to shift things midstream and to negotiate with everybody that is involved to not have it taken place. So really, we all applaud you for this. It's really fantastic, a fantastic job that you've been doing. We are looking for, we're looking for, of course, to thank you in person at the next occasion. Thank you very much, Eduardo Toledo. Thank you very much, Sergio Chair. the whole scientific community that helped making such a conference possible with their reviewing activity, our friends from Overray and the others from the ICCCBE communities, the scientific community who took the effort, made the effort to come across time zone, to wake up early in the morning or to go to bed late at night. We're going to meet again for sure one day, and we're doing this caipirinha ice cube clicking at another occasion, and we're going to make sure to do that hopefully next year in Luxembourg. Unfortunately, there were a few things that we really missed, meeting all of you in person, making connections, doing the networking, those very important parts of a conference. But we're going to make up for this hopefully next year in Luxembourg. We really hope we can meet in Brazil one day also. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And thank you all for this amazing job you did. And please join me in typing clap into the chat window to clap at least in a visual way with your hands. Hope to see you from the CIBW 78 community in Luxembourg next time, from the ICCCBE community also. So without further ado, I hand back over to Eduardo. Thank you so much for the amazing work you have been doing. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. I'll bring some cachaça to Luxembourg so that we can prepare some caipirinhas for sure. And now I'd like to invite the president of ICCCBE, Raymond Issa, to the stage. Ray.
Thank you, Eduardo. I would like to thank Eduardo and Sergio and their team for doing this marvelous job and hosting this conference. Eduardo and Sergio from their studios in Sao Paulo choreographed and directed this whole 3 days of conferences across many time zones. I think they are ready to go to Hollywood and develop their directing career further. On behalf of the ICCCBE, I would like to remind all of you that in 2022, we will host a conference in Cape Town, South Africa. So it's an opportunity for all of us to get together and renew our networks. At the same time, I would like to thank again Carlos, Eduardo, and Sergio for the marvelous job they did. Stay safe and keep your distance. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ray. Now we're gonna have the next conference chairs, starting with the next one, which is CIB 2021. Sylvain Kubich is the next conference chair. Sylvain, please.
Yes, thank you, Eduardo. So let me first, like the previous ones before me, thank you for the great conference, Eduardo and Sergio. So it's my pleasure now to announce the next conference that will take place in Luxembourg next year. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can, enjoy a few slides, a few pictures in relation with this conference. Okay, yeah, seems to be working. So yeah, thanks to the trust we got, let's say, from Jacob Betts and Robert Eimer on the one hand, but as you can see also on the screen, thanks to the LDAC committee, Peter Powells and the colleagues from the LDAC community, and committee, we are hosting the next year CIBW 78 conference, as well as LDAC Linked Data in Architecture and Construction workshop in Luxembourg, and my institution, the Luxembourg Institute of Science and Technology, is gonna organize this week of scientific exchanges in October next year. In a few words, for those who don't know Luxembourg, where Luxembourg is located at the heart of Europe, you can see this very, very small red dot in the center of the picture. So it's a central place that, even if it's quite small, is located in between France, Germany, and Belgium. So there are 3 borders, and quite reachable, I mean, from most of the European places and capital cities. What's interesting in these small countries is that there are a lot of foreigners living in the country. Almost half of the population. English is definitely widely spoken, because this is a multicultural country that hosts a lot of European and international, let's say, people from all over the world. We have some interesting facts also when it comes to the employees, as almost 40% of them are commuters. So this also raises several challenges every day. So Luxembourg is known for its financial activities usually, but that's not only what we can learn and see from this country. There is a lot of cultural activities. We also have a few very nice places, castles all over the country. Quite nice landscapes also that can be very natural, but also very innovative when it comes to architecture and construction. You can see in the bottom of this screen the place where innovation happens in the south of Luxembourg, especially close to the French border. So coming back to the conference, we've usually the CIBW 78 and LDAC conferences and workshops are addressing this topic of ICT in AEC and operations, as you know very well after these 3 days, as well as with a very specific focus on data management, let's say. We would like to emphasize the concept of digital twin for next year, and trying to think beyond BIM and host and gather the people that are today thinking about this concept of digital twins for a resilient built environment. So that will be our, let's say, highlighted topic, even if we still consider for sure the others. When it comes to this question of digital twins, we suggest to address the challenges and applications associated with the concept, from the monitoring of data, from the sensor networks to the management of these data sets, towards the simulation and optimization of the engineering systems, especially based on AI. But definitely this topic can grow and is open to a lot of other questions and research questions we can envisage. For sure, the usual W78 and LDAC research areas will be targeted as usual, and you can see here the non-exhaustive list that of topics that we are all addressing in the research community today. A few words on the organization to continue. So in 2021, we expect a quite usual conference, and hopefully this will happen. We'll be able to meet physically in person with keynote talks, with parallel sessions, awarding this very important Charles Eastman Top PhD Paper Award. And we are already thinking about specific workshops like the BIM Accelerator workshop, but also doctoral workshop that would allow the PhD students get information and feedback on their work. We also expect to select papers to be published in special issues. And next year, we'll have also events associated with the European-funded research projects, research and innovation projects that we plan to organize under the umbrella of the European Construction Technology Platform, which will, let's say, emulate the community of researchers in the EU-funded projects. So for the organization of this conference, I will have the pleasure to chair the organization committee together with Professor Yassine Rezghi from Cardiff University. And the committee will be composed also of my colleagues in LIST, Annie Guerriero, Marilène Martin, as well as Kaline Boger. And we will also work with Alain Zarly to be involved from the European Construction Technology Platform to help us all emulate and exchange. So keep track the next communication, as we'll expect the abstracts, let's say early in 2021. So back, let's say, to Luxembourg, we'll host the event in our small country. So the city of Luxembourg, you can see the Kirchberg district, the European institutions are located there. The Belleville district in the south. The event will take place as part of the week in the Neumünster Abbey in the city center. And we expect to see also the Moselle River at some point. So this is how the week will be organized. We'll have the LDAC workshop, 2 days workshops in the south of Luxembourg, in our premises in Esch-sur-Alzette. And 3 days covering W78 conference will take place in the city center in Luxembourg, so close to the hotels and the airport. I welcome you to have a look at the website. We'll advertise on this later on for sure. That's already providing a few information on next year's conference. And with that, that's it. So thanks again. Stay safe. I will see you in Luxembourg. And definitely back to the comment from Eduardo and Sergio, we will be happy to welcome you all for a beer in person. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvain. And now Sebastian is not here with us, but I have a nice video. Let me prepare to show it with audio, I hope. Oops. Okay, just a second.
Hello, everybody. To give you an update about the ICCCBE 2022, which will take place in Cape Town. The chair will be myself, supported by my colleague Hans Boishausen and my colleague Nimodenda. Cape Town is located at the very southern tip of Africa, at the Cape of Good Hope, which you see on the left. And on the right, you see a zoom in, showing the Cape of Good Hope at the very bottom. And at the top, you see Cape Town City and the so-called Table Bay. On the right, you see Cape Town Airport, International Airport. With regards to general information of Cape Town itself, the population is 3.7 million. The climate is rather pleasant, Mediterranean. And in terms of international accessibility, Cape Town is well connected to all major airports worldwide and can be reached direct or maximum with one stopover. In terms of local travel, so once you have arrived in Cape Town, the national airport, it's about 20 minutes via cab to the conference venue at V&A Waterfront campus. In terms of costs arising, accommodation costs are about $115 per night. Dining out is in average about $20. With regards to the venue itself, the venue is part of the University of Cape Town. Specifically, it's one of its satellite campuses. That's the Breakwater campus at the V&A waterfront. It features a brand new conference center with two main lecture theaters and three seminar rooms. We have a large quad area, which will be perfect to serve lunch. And at the top level, we have an area, a bar area, and an outside roof terrace overlooking Cape Town Harbor and the Table Mountain, where you can obtain refreshments, and there's also a large social space. You can work or gather and discuss things with your colleagues. In terms of the program, the technical program, but also the social program, we have planned a 3-day conference with about 200 to 300 papers, which will be accommodated in 5 parallel sessions. One of them will be an industrial session, and we have 6 keynote lectures. That is 2 keynote lectures per day. With regards to the social program, we have a conference banquet, either on the 2nd or 3rd day. They haven't decided yet. And there will be also a larger variety in terms of a touristic program or touristic activities. With regards to the proposed conference dates, we selected the last week of November. That's the start of the summer in South Africa, and it also lies in the large summer semester break. That means the Breakwater campus will be completely available for the conference. With regards to the financial aspects of the conference, especially the registration fees, we want to include the catering for warm lunch and tea breaks, one in the morning and another one in the afternoon in the conference fees. For normal delegates, we have 800 euros, and early bird 700 euros. For students, half of that amount is a regular registration fee, and no further reduction for early bird. The dinner ticket comes extra. That will be 60 euros per person. With regards to accommodation, dining, and touristic activities, that will all be accommodated at the waterfront, where also the conference venue lies. So there is no need for additional transportation in terms of cabs or bus. So everything can be reached on foot. We will be negotiating special rates with the major hotels there. And we will also have a large offer in terms of restaurants of any cuisine. And we have been also in contact, or we will be in contact with tour operators, which who will assist you in terms of taking advantage of the touristic activities. So one very nice aspect about Cape Town specifically is that you have a large variety of touristic activities you can explore. So we have usually per year about 2 million international visitors visiting specifically the V&A waterfront, where the conference venue lies, but also very popular are the Cape winelands for wine tasting. If you're interested in in the natural beauty of Cape Town. There's the Table Mountain National Park, but also the National Park of the Cape of Good Hope. You can visit via boat the Seal Island. You can watch a penguin colony in Boulders Bay, and if you're interested in water sports, we have very good wind conditions. It's good for windsurfing, kite surfing, water skiing, you name it. And you can also book from Cape Town safaris and have a look at the Big Five. So just to give you a few impressions, what you can expect when you come to Cape Town. So directly at your doorstep, if you look out of your hotel window in the morning, you see the Table Mountain, which is one of the 7 world wonders of nature. In the evening, you can have a tour just around the corner to Camps Bay and watch the sunset on the beach, drinking a cocktail. At the waterfront itself, you can also have dinner ranging from locally caught seafood, lobster, fish, Cape salmon, tuna, or also the South African steak is first quality and very affordable. At the bottom you see the waterfront, and where basically all the restaurants are lined up, and there you can also take a tour, a harbor cruise, or you can take a boat and do shark diving. If you like it a bit less exciting, then you can visit the Stellenbosch Winelands. It's about 30 kilometers away from Cape Town inland. So Cape Town is the hub of wine production in South Africa. Internationally renowned wines coming from Cape Town, and they can be tasted at a whole host of wineries. Lastly, the wildlife, the Big Five, is one of the trademark activities of Cape Town, of South Africa specifically. So that's something I also would strongly recommend, that you take advantage of the wildlife of South Africa and visit one of the national reserve parks. Very close, it's about 1 hour's drive south by car, you reach the Cape of Good Hope. There's also a national reserve where you can hike and visit the southern tip of South Africa. Well, thank you for your attention, and I'm and my conference organizing team are looking forward to see you in Cape Town in 2022.
Okay, great. You won't miss. Now I want to call all of you to the screen so that we can say goodbye and
Bye.
see you all in Luxembourg in 2021. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Good.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
See you.